Now to our other top story. Seattle neighbors are questioning whether a new ordinance is actually working. A little under 6 months ago, the Seattle City Council passed SOAP, which is known as Stay Out of Area of Prostitution. It was a controversial ordinance meant to target prostitution-related crimes in certain zones in the city. But since then, some neighbors aren't sure it's doing anything. Thanks for joining us for the news at 10. I'm David Rose.
And I'm Sabir Rayford. Fox 13 reporter Nia Wong joining us live with what they had to say about how the law has been working. Nia?
Well, today when I spoke with people living near Aurora Avenue back in September when this SOAP ordinance passed, they say, well, some say they were skeptical, others were hopeful, but these days, most of them say they're not seeing much of a difference.
Since moving a few blocks from Aurora Avenue last year, this resident says her neighbors are great, but the neighborhood, not so much.
At night, you'll hear like yelling or screaming. There's a shootout like in the last year on Aurora.
Despite the SOAP ordinance passing last fall,
There's always women working on the corners.
she says she can't tell if the law is being enforced.
I'd say about 95th Street all the way up to Lowe's. There are prostitutes walking up and down the street.
For those like this father who says he tries to mind his own business.
I would be, more happy to not see busted condoms on the ground, and I could, go down the street with me and my son, and he doesn't have to worry about seeing anything, exposed or whatever.
He says he also hasn't seen police enforce SOAP at a level that's brought meaningful change.
They're not. I don't even think they're going to. They see that as just a part of life, and they're not going to do anything about it, ever.
Fox 13 has brought you continuing coverage of the crimes that nearby families have witnessed along Aurora Avenue. A buildup of anger and frustration that's led a group of concerned neighbors to build this website. Is John a John captures license plates of those allegedly engaging in prostitution-related activities. As of March, creators claim they've published more than 10,000 time-stamped license plate captures from 7,000 unique plates and collected more than 12 grand in donations to help sex trafficking victims as young as 11 years old. While they believe this website's led to a 30% decrease in prostitution-related activity since launching in July, they tell Fox 13 in part, in an urgent effort to protect our families, we launched isjohnajohn.com to expose the Johns invading our neighborhoods at dinner time and the pimps waging violent turf wars as we sleep, sending bullets into our homes. SPD was consulted to ensure they had the tools needed to mitigate this problem. Yet instead of action, we've seen inaction, excuses, and continued violence. The website's creators say they plan to reveal a, quote, John of the Month, releasing photographic evidence and license plate information on the blog portion of its website as early as the end of this week.
I reached out to Seattle police to get their take on any progress being made on these programs. We are still waiting to hear back from them. And when it comes to the creators of Is John a John, they say they have been flooded with requests to put surveillance cameras along the southern portion of Aurora Avenue. They've set up a GoFundMe to raise money for that. We've posted a link to it on fox13seattle.com. For now, live in Seattle, Nia Wong, Fox 13 News.